Great. So I'm so pleased for you to be here right now. I'm going to be talking about the success mindset, and I really hope you're going to get some motivation from this, that you're going to be able to figure out a few things, because sometimes we can get stuck in a rut. You might be going through some extreme stress, but I promise you, when you go through those moments of stress or a breakdown, that is your opportunity for a breakthrough. Many people get the two very mixed up, and they feel as if the breakdown, of course, brings you down and there's no way out. But like I said on yesterday's live Facebook, in those opportunities of taking that risk and investing and going beyond your comfort zone, that is where the transformation really happens. That is where we're going to get the success, get the results that we really want out of life. And today, as I said, it's all about the success mindset. Now, when it comes to success, and there's something that I've studied for a long period of time, and if you think about the nature of what I do, I'm getting someone from where they are suffering an issue or an experience or a conflict, and then getting them the result that they want, so getting them the success. And I've read lots of books on successful entrepreneurs and inspirational people, and I listen to podcasts around these people, and one thing I've really began to realize, that we can have the successful mindset far easier than you actually may think. It may take time to implement, but if we get this mindset down, if we allow it to be a way of living, we will begin to truly expand upon our results at a level that gives us so much emotional freedom. So the success mindset, to me, it all comes down to really one thing, and that is belief. You see, if you've got athletes out there going for competitions, the one who's going to really win, even if that one athlete is maybe competing with another athlete, and that person might not have all the resources or all the abilities, I really believe the person with the most belief is going to be the one who's going to really succeed in the immediate and also the long term. So when it comes to success, it's really about our belief system. It's about what happens on the inside of us. Because you see these athletes, whether it be soccer players, they might have all the skills and all the expertise, all the muscle that they need, all the athleticism they need. But sometimes they'll go into a spell where they're not producing the results, and that's all mental game. And we probably know many people in the athlete world who have been so good, and then for a season or for a period of time, they start to wane. And you can even see it in their physiology. It's like the belief is not quite there. So to me, the person with the most belief in something is going to get the result that they want. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, I do not have belief systems. So I'm going to be covering that. If you don't quite have the belief in yourself just yet, say you have a monetary goal of getting $10,000 every single month, and that's beyond you because it just feels so far away, don't worry, I'm going to help you with that. Even if it's about becoming more confident or letting go of a fear or phobia you've had all your life and it just feels like your identity, we can still build belief into our daily experience, and that will grow into success. So when it comes to belief, we know if you have enough belief in yourself, or even a higher power, or even in something external from you, if you have total belief in that, your brain is going to figure out Oh, my mum just said love you. So thank you, mum. Thank you for joining this live feed on Facebook. If we have enough belief in ourselves, our brain will actually gear itself up and even begin to wire itself up into getting the opportunities, seeking and digging deep into the resources, into getting your success and getting your results. And that's all I'm about. I want to be able to help you get the successful mindset. And it all comes down to the belief system. Henry Ford said, whether you think you're right or wrong, you're right. What does that really mean? Well, it really means if you believe in something enough, you're going to make it happen. You're going to have that as your agenda. That's going to be your expectation. You see, your evaluations of what you make out of life, what do you make out of your goal or even out of your issue, your expectations become your evaluations and expectations become your reality. See, if you think enough or you have that belief in the lack of, you're going to only see examples of the lack of or the issue or the conflict or whatever it may be. Your belief system will dictate your results. If you believe money is a bad, evil thing, guess what? You're never going to have a great, healthy, abundant life because you're actually repelling it. You're telling your brain to push it away because it's evil and it's horrible. If you really believe that all men or all women are bad or they do certain things, guess what? You're going to attract that into your life. You're going to get that type of person into your life to make that belief system a reality for you. You see, your brain is geared up to serve you. Now, if you have a belief system which is not serving you, then your brain will look for the evidence to still make that true, or to find evidence which makes you believe that it's true. If you see anyone, when it comes to belief systems, if they have a total belief in the lack of, it is a real hard struggle to shift that person. Even if they get given all the facts about that situation, if they get the facts of the science of it, the belief in that person is still so strong, no matter what you give them, they're going to stay the same. And I'm sure you've probably experienced that too when it comes to maybe a goal of yours you want to achieve, or if there's an issue that you want to let go of. You've had that belief system for so long, no matter how many times I've told you that you're worthy and you're good enough, because you know I say that all the time, that you're worthy and good enough and capable. No matter how many times I say that, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many audios you listen to, that belief's still there, then you're going to just look for you could say the evidence to make that true, despite the evidence or the factual evidence telling you otherwise. So belief is the defining factor between your success and the success mindset. But you may be wondering, how can we get that success mindset to work for us? I mean, if you think about it, if you have a limiting belief in yourself, you are great at developing belief systems. You've been doing that belief system for so long, that negative one, that it becomes a reality. So the good news is you are a professional at creating belief systems. It might not be for the best purpose or the best outcome for you or getting the results that you want, but you've managed to do it once, and that means you're able to do it again. But let's go ahead and make sure we do it that serves us, that we create belief in ourselves that gives us that opportunity to grow and to thrive and to be who we really want to be. So you have the ability to create belief systems. You have the belief systems inside of you, manifesting and creating things already. So you have the perfect strategy, but you may be doing the strategy in the wrong way. Okay, it might not be yielding the results you want because it's a little bit misguided, but we are able. We have the opportunity and the resources to get the belief into our life that actually serves us. So the first thing we have to do is consider the type of belief that we want in our life. For many of you, it might be the belief of, sorry, my Periscope's going down because I haven't got much memory on this. If you're on my Periscope, you might have to jump onto Facebook to finish this because it's going to be very important, but we'll see how it goes. When we think about the belief system, we have to gain experience in that belief, even if you don't believe it quite right now. So there's really two ways of gaining belief systems. Of course, there's many ways, but I want to give you two important ones which will really create that momentum in your belief system. So the first one is you have to break down sometimes your goals or your outcomes to build belief. So if your belief is to be worthy and good enough, but it feels so far away from you and so out of sync that you think, oh my God, I can't get to that. It's just too far beyond me because I've had this issue for so long. Then We must build smaller belief systems step by step, which will create momentum. If you want to be able to make more money, and if you say, I want $10,000 a month, but that's way beyond your imagination right now, you build the belief system in smaller steps. You first go for $1,000 a month. You start to attract that, you begin to get it, and allow yourself to get that $1,000, and then you're like, now I've got $1,000. What I'm going to do, I'm going to now get $1,500. Because that's far more believable. We're building belief system inside of ourselves. If it's about low self-esteem, you think of the things that you are good at. So if you don't believe you're worthy or good enough, think about something that you are good enough. Are you good enough to get up and get dressed in the morning? I'm sure you are, because you probably do that. Are you good enough to be able to walk? Are you good enough to be able to drive? And I'm sure you'll be able to find 1 or 2 or 100 things which will give you the reality where you do have some belief in you. It might not be as powerful as you want, as being worthy and capable and good enough in every way, but there is some belief in your life in some way. So you begin to tap into that. And as you begin to tap into that belief system, and you begin to then expand upon it, you will then begin to grow it, and it will begin to actually gain momentum to the next one. I've said this a few times. When I started out doing my podcast, my goal was just to get about 10 people. Once I got 10 people, I went up to about 200 people. Once I got that, I went up to 500, and then 1,000, then 50,000, and then 200,000. And when it got to that level, it allowed me to build belief in what I was doing. But if I started off and said, I'm going to get 200,000 downloads every single month as I just published my first podcast, I would never probably even carried on podcasting, because that would have created so much fear, so much scarcity, so much doubt. It would have felt so unrealistic for me. So to get the winning success mindset, you have to build belief from the bottom up. You need to create those foundations. So you do that by pulling in what you do have in your belief and then expanding on it, then going beyond your comfort zone that bit more, and generating and generating and creating more. As you begin to do that, your brain will begin to be rewired to look for more belief system in yourself. So if you're not believing you're good enough right now, focus on things that you are good enough and that you are worthy. If you want to earn more money, focus on what you can achieve right now. If you have a goal or dream and you don't know how to get there, focus on the 1 or 2 things that you can do. If you do those things, little by little, the small steps, that will soon create the big leaps in your belief system. So that is the one great way of building belief system in yourself. Now, the other way, which is I truly love in every way as well, is that if we do not have the belief in ourselves, we begin to tap into our purpose and our vision and our mission. You see, if you have a belief such as, or you want the belief of being worthy and good enough, you then feel that that's too far away from you. It scares you off. You feel fear, you feel doubt, all those things. You start to instead turn on what that belief will get you. Tap inside what will allow you to make it feel alive. So if you think about the belief of being worthy, what will that get you? I'm sure it's probably going to get you the most wonderful, profound relationship with yourself and other people than you can ever imagine. Because if you're worthy and good enough, you're shining and you're being the person you want to be. So when you think about doing things like that, you will start to build more belief system, because there's more energy behind it, there's more passion behind it. So if you really want to be able to get that belief system, you begin to tap in behind the purpose of wanting what you want. If you want more money, for example, like I said, if you want to generate $10,000 a month, you may do the first step of doing the small steps. But at the same time, so simultaneously, you begin to think about your mission and your vision of what that $10,000 a month will get you. It may allow you to actually invest in charities, to give that money away. It might allow you to provide support for your brother or your sister, your mother or your father. And then those feelings will actually drive you forward and give you more belief. It might not be as profound straight away, but it'll definitely give you that kickstart. That'll give you that energy to take action on what you want. So the two core ways are the way I just mentioned, which is tapping into your mission and your vision. If you tap into your vision and your mission behind your goal, you will develop the success mindset and get the beliefs that you want. The other way was ultimately you build in the steps as you go along. You build momentum by maybe chunking down a little bit, going to smaller steps. Once you achieve that, you go to the next one. You go to the next one, and then you keep on going and going and going until you start to really believe in yourself, or to hit that monetary goal, or to achieve the goal of your dreams, or to be free of anxiety, worries, depression, blushing, whatever it is. You begin to tap into it because you're creating the momentum in your unconscious mind. You see, belief systems are not consciously run and maintained. You don't choose consciously what you believe in. You see, beliefs are taken on and absorbed at an unconscious level. That is why we find it very hard to shift those limiting beliefs that we may have. And that is why it's so hard to argue with someone with facts and reasons, despite they may even know that their belief is wrong. They will still carry it on to their dying day and just holding on to it because that belief is unconscious. But by doing those two steps, you begin to retrain your unconscious mind. You begin to thrive and get it to work for you. You begin to break down the limitations. You begin to break down the limiting illusions that we buy into, whether it be from society or people around us, or whether it be from our own experience or that little voice inside our mind saying we can or we cannot do something. We begin to break that down and see it for an illusion of what it truly is. That, to me, can be the defining factor in getting the success mindset. We really need to tap into our mission and our vision. I know I talk about myself, but I know myself the most, and I'm always thinking on the inside. So when I think about what I'm doing right now, am I doing this to get paid? Am I doing this to ultimately, sorry, 1 second, my battery's going low on Periscope. Am I doing this to create stress in my life? Am I doing this because I'm bored of it? Of course not. I'm passionate about it. I love it. I thrive off it. I hope you can get my energy right now, but I love talking about this. It fires me up. I love speaking to you guys. I really like hearing your comments, your reviews on my apps, the podcast. I'm doing it because this, I believe, is my mission and my purpose. I came into this in a completely different way. I came into it because I was suffering from issues. So I came into it by mistake, you could say. But in the end, it created this huge drive in me, this huge mission and vision that I want to help as many people as possible. And that's why I get on here every couple of days or every day sometimes, and to provide as much as I possibly can. I do it because I love it, and it builds more belief in what I'm saying through the results that I'm getting each and every day. So to build the successful mindset, you have to generate that belief system. And in a small way, step by step, day by day, learning as you grow, learning from your so-called failures, learning from everything, becoming flexible in your ability to do what you want to do, and you start to build that belief while tapping into your mission and your vision for why you want to achieve that goal. Because if I said to you, what is your goal? You said to earn more money. I could give you $1, and guess what? You've achieved your goal. You got more money, you got the extra $1. But you'd be like, Joseph, I don't want just an extra $1. I want X amount. And then we break it down even further. What will that $10,000 a month give you? And then we tap into the reason, the values, the passion, the purpose of all the things that will get you having achieved your goal. And you can tap that out into any conflict you want to let go of, any goal or dream you want to achieve. That is the way we do it. Takes time, but guess what? It is a wonderful learning process. You'll feel so much more achievement than ever you can ever possibly imagine, because you're doing it each and every day. It becomes a lifestyle. You do not go down the gym once and expect to have the perfect body and even maintain it. You go down consistently. You begin to act out these perfect ways. You do not eat healthy once and expect everything else to be perfect. You do things consistently. You don't go to your job and work one day and expect to get paid for the whole year. You begin to do it consistently. And we must do this with our mind. We must educate, we must learn, we must grow, we must tap into that passion, take out those action steps, take massive and inspired action, and that is where success begins to happen. So I hope you enjoyed this episode on Periscope. This is like one of my first times I've been doing it. I think I've done it once before. I'm going to be getting on far more often now, at the same time with Facebook as well. If you're enjoying these, go ahead and share and like on Facebook. And if you're on Periscope, share as well and tap on those hearts. The more hearts you get, the more it gets put out there into the world. And I really believe in paying it forward. In fact, that's, you could say, why I do what I do. I got so much transformation inside myself and so much value out of learning all these tools that it fills me up with gratitude or happiness or excitement and passion to be able to keep on doing it. As I said, I'm tapping into that mission and vision and energy as to why I do what I do. So have a great day, guys. I'm going to put this audio up onto my app very soon in the next couple of days. Leave a comment on Facebook to let me know how you're getting on. I've got some exciting news very soon about mind mastery. It's going to be absolutely epic if you want success in your life to the extreme level where we hold each other accountable and get the success that we want. So very quickly, Laura says, how do you tell what your purpose in life is? It's a good question. What I personally do, I think about what makes me most happy. I tap into the feeling that I want to experience most in life. If that is happiness, passion, purpose, the feeling of being alive, or getting freedom in working outside all the time, I then tap into the feeling that I want to experience most, and then I find the thing that I like to do which resonates and matches that feeling. When we begin to do that, magic begins to happen. So Alison said, what is written up on my arm? That's a good question. So it's actually, in light of the illusionary darkness, there is only love. I am the everlasting moment of oneness. I am love. That's what it means in Sanskrit. So I created that, got someone to paid for it, got it proof checked, all those kind of things, and put it right on my arm right there. Because when you think about it, that's my purpose as well. Enlighten the illusionary darkness, there is only love. I am the everlasting moment of oneness. I am love. That is my purpose. That is my passion. That's what I feel about life. Providing love, helping people, all those type of things. That is what I do. So I went over the top there, but I love it. And I really think, as I said, building up the success mindset, you begin to tap into your mission, your vision, your energy as to why you want what you want, and then act upon it with conviction. So have a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking to you hopefully tomorrow or Monday. So speak to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
The fixed mindset views intelligence as fixed. We're kind of born with it and we've got it, and leads to a desire to look smart and therefore a tendency to avoid challenges. We kind of give up easily and we see effort really as a waste of time. We ignore negative feedback and we feel threatened by the success of others. On the other hand, a growth mindset leads to a desire to learn, and therefore a tendency to embrace challenges, to persist in the face of setbacks, and to see effort as the path to mastery, where we learn from criticism and we find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. When I ask you to open your eyes, I'm going to be doing and saying something, and I want you to notice your little voice, that little voice in your head that talks to you. Now, for some of us, it's more than one little voice. And that's okay. It doesn't mean we're a bit strange. Most of us have any number of them. So I just want you to notice the immediate your immediate reaction to what I'm doing and what I'm saying. So you can open your eyes now. You're going to be doing this by the end of the afternoon, or some of you will be anyway. So what was your immediate reaction? Just yell them out. I've never done that. Oh, with the accent, I've never done that. Yeah, good. What was your reaction? Done that before. Great. What if I make it 4? So, it doesn't matter, you're going to do it. Fantastic. What a great attitude. What other reactions did you have? What was that? No way. Interesting. And somebody else. What did you say to yourself? What did you say to yourself? Clown. Thanks. You can do 4? You will. I love the attitude. I will do 4. What did you say to yourself? My kids can do it, but I can't. Good. What about yourself? This will be interesting. Now, this will be interesting. It's kind of open-minded, maybe, depending on the tone that you have in that voice. Does that make sense? This will be interesting. Oh, this will be interesting. Good.
Notice the responses from the audience. If their automatic response was something like, I can't do that. No way. This may be an example of a fixed mindset, and you are likely to find learning more difficult. Although there are some strategies coming up to help you overcome this. If, however, your automatic response was something like, I've always wanted to do that, or this is going to be fun, this indicates a growth mindset and openness to learn and try something new. People who approach learning with a growth mindset are more likely to succeed and have fun along the way.
Another model that you may find invaluable in terms of learning and adapting to change is what's known as the success-failure spiral. It begins with potential. Most of us have way more potential than we give ourselves credit for. The key is to be able to tap into and realize this potential. How many of you know people who have huge potential and just waste it? So the next step to ensure that we don't waste our potential is to take action as opposed to procrastinating. And when we take action and keep taking action, we produce results that might be better termed feedback. And it's upon this feedback that we can correct and improve. It is our reaction or response to the feedback that determines our beliefs and attitudes and either encourages us, sending us up the success spiral, or discourages us, sending us down the failure spiral. So keeping a positive attitude or mindset is absolutely critical. It will ensure we take more action, get more feedback, and make the appropriate corrections. In the process, of course, building an even stronger belief or mindset about our ability to do whatever it is we're endeavoring to do. This sends us up the success spiral. But you know, what sometimes gets in the way of our ability to correct and continue to take action is our self-talk. So saying things like, oh, I can't, sends us down the failure spiral, whereas catching ourselves with a simple word like yet can interrupt this pattern and keep us on the path to improvement and truly realizing our untapped potential.
So, we need to deal with our internal dialogue. We'll talk about that in a minute. You've already began doing it. Well, you know when I said, we were saying in the beginning, I can't, what was the word, the three-letter word that followed it? Beginning with a Y. Yet. Thank you. I can't yet. So anytime you hear yourself saying, I can't, just add the word yet. And then, of course, if we've got the right mindset that gets developed because we're saying the right things to ourselves, then we feel like we've got more potential. That's juggling, by the way. That helped me do that. Okay, so we keep that spiral going, basically. It's about taking action, getting a result. We've got to keep taking action. And then with the result, we've got to be prepared to deal with our self-talk. So I can't yet. Another one is I can't, well, up until when? Or, well, in the past I couldn't. Anything that will keep me going.
What do you want out of life?
I don't know. To be happy?
To be happy.
I want the American dream. I want to be happy.
I am the only problem I will ever have. And I am the only solution. I am the only problem I will ever have, and I am the solution.
Well, I mean, positively and negative. I mean, you attract. Now, you know, not just what you fear, you attract what you feel, what you are, what you attract. What's on your mind, yes.
It's like the law of physics. I don't know how anybody can disagree with that. It's just, ask any physicist, they'll tell you that it's true.
I become what I think about all day long. And once you know that what you think about is what expands, you start getting real careful about what you think about. You don't allow your thoughts to be on anything that you don't want, or that you wouldn't want to have manifest or show up for you in your life.
You know, I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you.
You have to understand, you are a magnet.
It's our intention. Our intention is everything. Nothing happens on this planet without it. Not one single thing has ever been accomplished without intention.
Einstein's most famous quotes, he said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere.
I think my imagination has always kept me going, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, just imagine myself collecting awards. Just imagine myself, you know what I mean, getting big parts. Imagine myself working with the greatest actors. Everybody can imagine themselves, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what, actually, yeah, I could see myself, you know, being an influencer in clothes, you know what I mean? Because I can make that happen,
You gotta understand something about like attracts like. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
You are a magnet. Whatever you are, that's what you draw to you. If you're negative, you're gonna draw negativity. You're positive, you draw positive. You're a kind person, more people are kind to you.
This is the law of attraction. I mean, you have to, in the struggle, you know, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff.
That's what freezes people. When you're trying to figure out your life all the way to the end, when you can't figure it out, it freezes you from trying it because you go, oh, well, I can't figure that out. Oh, I can't go over there because I don't know how. You don't have to know how. You have to ask, believe, and receive.
Don't allow anybody else's opinions. Don't allow what it says on the internet. Don't allow the research. Don't allow what anybody out there tells you is possible or not possible for you. There are many ways to get the things that we want for ourselves in our lives. But basically, it all begins with how we choose to think.
I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car and visualizing good things in times of struggle. And that, when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more.
I very often watch a lot of young people sort of meander around without any idea about why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, to want and to be ambitious and to want to be successful is not enough.
What's up, YouTube? Joe Diesel Fitness coming to you guys today to tell you 3 simple mindset changes you can make to be on your way to success. When I look around at everybody, guys, I see a lot of spoiled potential. And really, guys, when it comes down to it, the #1 thing that spoils people's potential is their minds, because they don't have the proper mindset, because society has taught them all these things, and it's really hard for them to let go of the brainwashing system. So guys, when a lot of people look at me, they see me at 32 years old, owning 2 houses, great career, making great money. I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm fit, I'm healthy, and really, guys, I'm not any different than any of you. I am no different. I am just a normal, average ass person who just made different changes, guys. And I'll tell you when my life really started to change. It's when I changed my mindset. It's when I realized that I was just following suit with the rest of society, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out and focus on love and get married and have kids and do this normal step-by-step process to get you on the road to average life. I finally realized it, guys, and I got my mindset right. And so I'm going to tell you guys the 3 steps, the 3 things that I did to change my mindset, which has made me, I think, pretty successful for my age, and it's only the beginning, guys. So step 1 to your mindset, guys, realizing that you do not know it all and you are not doing everything you can to become successful. This is really revolved around pride and ego, guys. Most people are controlled by their damn pride and ego. They think they know everything. They think they're so fucking smart. They think they're working so hard. They think they're doing everything right. And really, guys, in reality, you are not. As long as you convince yourself that you're doing everything right and you're on the track that you're supposed to be on, you'll get nowhere. And then guess what? Flash forward 20 years and your ass is broke, unhappy, fat, unhealthy, and lonely. That's what's gonna happen, guys, if you do not let go of your pride and your ego and realize that you don't know shit, and that most of us don't know shit, and that only way that you're gonna be successful and that you're gonna constantly progress is if you're open-minded enough to realize that you have a lot of shit to learn. I have a lot of shit to learn, guys. I'm not even close to knowing it all. Nobody knows it all. And as soon as you realize that life is a constant, it's a constant track of learning, guys. Life is constant progression and learning. And as long as you have an ego, as long as you have a pride, I'm the best at this, I'm the man, I fucking know all this shit, I already know all this shit, you can't teach me shit. As long as you're like that, you're gonna be working at motherfucking McDonald's when you're 40 and unhappy and fat as hell. I'm telling you guys, pride and ego is a progress killer. Number 2, guys, mindset change that you can make to be on the road to success is getting off the fucking pity train. Everybody wants to be a victim these days. Everybody wants everybody else to feel so fucking sorry for them. Get off that goddamn pity train. Nobody gives a shit, guys. You're posting on Facebook and everybody's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you'll make it through this. Oh, stay strong. Why the fuck do you want that kind of attention? Why would you want people feeling sorry for your ass because you're fucking pathetic? We have to change our mindset, guys. Pity is disgusting. I want nobody to ever pity me. If something bad happens to me, I don't talk about it on social media. I don't go on social media, hey, guess what, guys? This terrible thing happened for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You feel sorry for me. I don't do that. You know what I do? I say, this shitty thing happened, but this is what I'm doing. This shitty thing happened, but here are the steps to get through it. Here's my mindset to get through it. That's what you should do. But most people just, hey, look at this terrible thing. I'm so sad this happened. And then they're just waiting for fucking comments. Somebody feels sorry for me. Yes, yes, they feel sorry for me. It's pathetic and disgusting. If you are one of these people, wrap your head around the mindset that you are in control of your future. And that pity is temporary satisfaction. Whatever weird ass satisfaction you get from pity, it's very fucking temporary and it's very fucking gross. So guys, get past the pity. Take control of your situations and move forward from any hurdle you have in your life instead of accepting the pity role and just sitting around waiting for people to feel fucking sorry for you. That's gonna get you nowhere. You will not succeed ever if you remain a victim for whatever circumstance you're in. Number three, guys. Number three, guys. Mindset change you can make to get to success is thinking, actually thinking and using your mind to plan your future. Think past this weekend or past this month. Think past the next party. And basically, guys, think about your future. Lay out a game plan to accomplish your dreams. Realize that your dreams are nothing. Your dreams are nothing except for something somebody else has achieved. Somebody else who is the same as you. Exactly the same. Human beings doing the same shit, living in the same planet. They accomplished it, so can you. So realize, guys, that your dreams and your future is whatever you make it. It is whatever you materialize in your mind. And actually, you can't just, hey, it would be great to be on the beach and be rich. That's going to be me someday. And then laugh about it and move on with your life, flipping burgers at McDonald's. It does not work, guys. You have to say, I want to be on a beach at this age, and I'm going to start by doing this first, and then it's going to promote me to this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to invest in this, and it's step by step by step over 15 years, 10, 15, 20 years, guys. That's what it takes. You should be thinking about your future, not just what club we going to this Saturday night. That's going to get your ass broke, failure, fat, unhappy, and lonely. That's what that's going to get you. That's what the club on the weekend is going to get your ass. That's temporary satisfaction with alcohol and romance and dating and all that bullshit. Temporary satisfaction. Instead of thinking 10, 15, 20 years into the future and having permanent satisfaction. To me, it's a no fucking brainer. So guys, really, those are three very simple mindset changes that you can make to your life to promote you to the next level. But you have to start changing your mind. Your mind controls everything, guys. Mindset is everything. There's nothing else. Nothing else, guys. I'm telling you, when you talk about the secret to success, when you talk about the secret to progress and fitness, the secret is mindset. That's all, guys. There is no absolute secret that you're going to get from anybody except for changing your fucking mindset and acknowledging the fact that you are human and that progress comes in many forms and shapes. It's progress of growth, personal growth, mindset, learning shit. You know, it's absorbing knowledge and progressing in every possible way you can. And that's what ultimately makes you successful, and it all starts with mindset. Joe Diesel Fitness, please give me a like, give me a sub. I need some subs, and I will see you guys next time.
I'll take my sanity, you take the fame. I'm under it, over it all. Fuck you!
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, wasting her time, she's too shy to put her best foot forward. Turned down by the Decca recording company who said, we don't like their sound and guitar music is on the way out. A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
Look at this poster. It's a definition of the word fail. Do any of you have any strong feelings that maybe this definition of fail is not a very strong or good definition of the word fail? Or are there others of you that believe finally somebody got it right? that fail actually means first attempt in learning. There are great differences between the way both groups think, those that think the definition is incorrect and those that believe that the definition has its own merits. Both groups think, respond, and act not only in this situation, but in other situations as well. Now, these differences are called mindsets, and mindsets are identified and defined in two ways: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The most widely accepted definitions of fixed and growth mindsets in education are those of Dr. Carol Dweck. Dr. Dweck is an educational researcher at California's Stanford University. She and her research team have been studying how mindsets affect a student's performance in the class and in the acquisition of their knowledge and skills and the attitudes and beliefs they have in regard to their learning. Dr. Dweck defines the two types of mindsets as: in a fixed mindset, students believe their basic abilities, their intelligence, their talents are just fixed traits. They have a certain amount and that's that. And then their goal becomes to look smart all the time and never look dumb. In a growth mindset, students understand that their talents and abilities can be developed through effort, good teaching, and persistence. They don't necessarily think everyone's the same or anyone can be Einstein, but they believe everyone can get smarter if they work at it. If you have the wrong mindset, either as an instructor or as a student, you might be afraid of these three qualities. You might be afraid of any challenges that you are placed before you because you might believe or feel or believe that you don't have enough knowledge or enough insight onto this, or you don't have enough skills in order to be able to even work at this. How do I know if I've done this challenge correctly? And you might also question about whether it's worth it or not to put forth any type of effort that you do anything. If you don't know how to do something, you're just going to go ahead and do it right away. And the third thing is that you might be afraid about any setbacks that you might have in either accomplishing the task or even putting the task into your mind as to how you're going to work forward with it and attack its needs. She also tells us that a fixed mindset can zap any motivation that you might have for reaching out and expanding your knowledge and your skills. She says that if you feel very comfortable and believe that only what you know is what you need to know, then you're not going to be brave, or you're not going to have a mental culture of the idea that you want to expand your learning. She says that because you don't want to expand your learning or the ways in which you learn, it often stunts your mind. And then you believe that there are only certain ways in order to reach the ends or the means of any task or problem that you might be given. We hear a lot in education these days through journals and videos in professional development about student engagement. Right now, here's a definition of student engagement, and it reads this way. In education, student engagement refers to the degree of attention, curiosity, interest, optimism, and passion that students show when they are learning or being taught, which extends to the level of motivation they have to learn and progress in their education. So the definition, it needs to be coupled with the definitions of fixed and growth mindsets, because if our students are in a fixed mindset, mindset, they're not going to have that curiosity, that optimism. They're only going to look for what is concrete and what is readily available and observable. Whereas in a growth mindset, they're going to have more of a motivation to be able to learn and know what they're and progress forward without having to be prodded or coaxed into doing that particular learning.
What is a growth mindset? We can liken the theory of growth and fixed mindset to the story of the tortoise and the hare. To have a fixed mindset means to believe one's basic abilities, intelligence, and talents are just fixed traits. A growth mindset means that you understand that talents and abilities can be developed through effort, practicing, and persistence. People with a fixed mindset often develop and peak before their peers, appearing to be more intelligent and successful than everyone else. However, this is a dangerous trap to fall into. The moment we believe that success is determined by an ingrained level of ability, we will be brittle in the face of adversity. This is what happens to the hare. The tortoise, however, with a growth mindset, continues to power through and work hard, overtaking the hare eventually and winning the race. Nice one, Terry.
Thanks, narrator.
You're welcome, Terry. How many of us think ourselves as not maths people, or creative, or sociable, or athletic? If we are to fulfill our potentials, we have to start thinking differently. We are not chained or bound to our current abilities. Take this tree, for example. It needs to be fed with lots of minerals and food for it to grow, just like you do. By continuing to nurture and care for this tree, it can grow taller and stronger than other trees. The trunk and branches will literally explode with growth, just like your brain. Your brain is malleable and physically can change size and grow. Even more so at a young age, the activity and growth of the brain during your short teenage years is phenomenal. So how do you do this? Well, there's no shortcut or secret solution. It's as simple as hard work, commitment, and perseverance. In any chosen field or career path, you are certain to have some level of failure at one point. But at each pitfall we come across, you must learn to overcome it. There is a popular movie quote that goes like this: "Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up." Batman wasn't born with any superpowers, abilities, or talents, and just as Gotham's Dark Knight understood, he had to train relentlessly to succeed. So must you. Right now, these fixed mindset learners might be ahead of others, but they are afraid of failure. And when they reach the peak that they're comfortable with, they'll just stay there. They will never reach their full potential. Failure is the most essential step to success. And as the growth mindset continues to improve, they will overtake the rest. If you feel like you're in a fixed mindset, don't lose hope, because there is a lot we can do to change that. But start by listening to our fixed mindset voice, and when you hear it, talk back with a growth mindset voice. If you hear "I can't do it," add "yet." Fixed mindsets can change. So what mindset are you in?
So which are you? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? fixed mindset, or a growth mindset? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Did you find yourself choosing from both types of mindset as you looked at the pairs? You're entirely normal if you did that. We move from a fixed to a growth mindset all the time. It depends upon the purpose and the need of the task at hand, but we want to spend as much time as we possibly can in a growth mindset. Now, in mindset, there are also problems, pitfalls, and miscommunication. In Education Week publication for March 21st, 2016, Dr. Dweck shared this article in which she revisits the growth mindset. The Google address there will take you to the complete article that you might be able to read it. But I'd like to read a portion of that article to you that talks about some of the problems, pitfalls, and miscommunications of a growth mindset. A growth mindset isn't just about effort. Perhaps the most common misconception is simply equating the growth mindset with effort. Certainly, effort is key for students' achievement, but it's not the only thing. Students need to try new strategies and seek input from others when they're stuck. They need this repertoire of approaches, not just sheer effort, to learn and improve. We also need to remember that effort is a means to an end to the goal of learning and improving. Too often nowadays, praise is given to students who are put forth but are not learning in order to make them feel good in the moment. You might hear this: "Great effort! You tried your best." It's good for that the student tried, but it's not good that they're not learning. The growth mindset approach helps students feel good in the short and long terms by helping them thrive on challenges and setbacks on their way to learning. When they're stuck, teachers can appreciate their work so far, but add, "Oh, let's talk about what you've tried and what you can try next." Recently, someone asked what keeps me up at night. It's the fear that the mindset concepts, which grew up to counter the failed self-esteem movement, will be used to perpetuate that movement. In other words, if you want to make a student feel good, even if they're not learning, just praise their effort. Want to hide learning gaps from them? Just tell them, everyone's smart. The growth mindset was intended to help close achievement gaps, not hide them. It's about telling the truth about a student's current achievement and then, together, doing something about it, helping him or her become smarter. She goes on to say, "I also fear that the mindset work is sometimes used to justify why some students aren't learning." You might hear a teacher say, "Oh, he has just a fixed mindset." Think about that. We used to blame the child's environment or ability. Now are we blaming mindsets? Must always come back to finding a reason why some children just can't learn, as opposing to find a way to help them learn. Teachers who understand the growth mindset do everything in their power to unlock that learning. Thank you for joining me.